ladies and gentlemen.
Every time.
What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us here for the KitBash3D Festival.
The last episode.
The last one of a season, and a wild season it has been. This is now episode 7. We have had so many of our good buddies come on and do some really cool KitBash3D paintings. Tell us a little bit about that. Why are we doing this here, Max?
Well, we are lucky to be partnered up with Twitch and the Bob Ross Marathon. And Bob Ross inspired so many people and showed them how they could create art on their own and kind of demystified painting. And so our hope is to show you how artists today in the digital world who are creating the movies and games that you love and enjoy, and how they create their art and what tools they use.
Yeah, so the Bob Ross Marathon, as you probably know, is going on all month. And it runs all day long and stops at 8 p.m. for this show, and then from 8 to 10 we're here, and then back at 10 Bob Ross comes back on. So we are your ferry boat from one Bob Ross fix to the next. And what we are doing, as Max was just saying, is we are showing you how art is made for movies and video games. So hopefully you all out there in the chat, which is down that away, I think, will be joining us for this ride. And as you know, of course, because you're watching Twitch all the time, there's an active chat here. And if you're new to this community, we are incredibly pumped to have you here. Please put your 2 cents, your 42 cents, your $1.12 into the chat there with us.
And just say hi, because we got some familiar faces already. We got Droki in the house, E-Man Shu. We got all sorts of people: Ian Vicknair, Fresinator, YX Vnef. Yeah, man. Hello to everyone.
It is, the chat is easily my favorite part of this. The fact that we get to see you guys week in, week out. And we've been doing this for so long now. It's so much fun to get to be part of this as we gain momentum and help enable and inspire each other to create really awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And on that note, tonight we have quite a show that I've been really excited for since we decided to do this thing. We've got our good buddies Nick Hiatt on, who will be painting a really cool tribute to a video game that I think you'll all recognize. And Nick, of course, was an art director on Star Wars. He's done the new Spider-Man billboards that we see everywhere. He painted the backgrounds of those, all sorts of stuff. And then we also have our good buddy Finian McManus here.
Yeah, and you know Finian from, so much, but most anticipated upcoming is Avatar 2 and the new Jungle Cruise movie. And Ian Finian is a fantastic concept artist who's been working on everything. He did Rogue One and Solo and a ton of other Star Wars stuffs and movies and games, and yeah, we're really excited to have him here working in VR.
Yeah, and that you're probably wondering what these
little doodads are.
Snow cones we got up here. Those are some Oculus things that'll be coming into play later. Finian is a total wonderkin. We saw him speak in the Netherlands this summer. And blew me away with, he's so young, and the way that he takes, he puts his passion into this so much, and the amount of reps he's been able to get, and the amount of work he's been able to put out at such a young age is a super exciting thing, I think.
Yeah.
Before we jump in with Nick, Max, tell us a little bit about what KitBash3D is.
So at KitBash3D, we're building 3D models, assets. Pretty much we're building the universe, and our hope is that anyone can come and build their virtual worlds. And part of that is creating a library of all the 3D assets you would need, 3D models and textures and et cetera, et cetera. Everything you would need to create the virtual worlds that you want to build. And part of that also is providing a gateway into this world and providing education and resources to connect you with the people who are building virtual worlds today.
And on that note, many of you probably are new to digital art. You may not know what a concept artist is or what some of these things that we're going to be talking about are and how 3D renders happen. So our job here is going to be to try and translate and make sure that every bit of this goes in a way that you understand it. So like that, what Max was just saying, he said 3D assets. And what 3D assets are essentially, think of them like virtual Legos, that you can then take out these pieces in virtual space and build any kind of environment you want, similar to some of these environments you see behind us, or even these are some of the pieces in grayscale. And on top of that, we have a KB3D contest going on. What's that?
Yeah, so every quarter we do a new contest where we give out a sample kit of one of our themed kits. Right now it's the Utopia kit. And we give this sample out, and then anyone can create anything they want with that kit and post it to Instagram or Facebook with the hashtag KitBash3D and get entered into the KB3D contest. And what the KB3D contest is the winner gets a boatload of kits. And we're really excited about some of the work that some of the people are doing. And we're going to show some of that off now.
Yeah, and so we have several pieces that are in this most recent Utopia KB3D contest, and this piece here came in from David Motion. Super cool how he's used this, futuristic Zaha Hadid inspired utopian kit and has put it upside down here. I think perspective is one of the coolest things we've seen played with in this contest.
Yeah, definitely. And who created?
So we flipped through. Yeah, can we go? There's David Motions.
Let's go to number 2.
And can we go to these full screen too, if we could, please? So this one here is from Digital Hassle. Super cool, awesome perspective here that came in on Instagram.
Yeah, I love the fantasy character mixed with this sci-fi utopian landscape and the spaceships docking in right now. Super cool image and tells a really cool story.
And then this last one that we are showing here off tonight came in from Mike Johnson.
Mike Heavy Hitter Johnson. Epic image with the Utopia kit and really bashing them together to create something really new and unique.
Yeah, Mike, of course, was in the KitBash Bash with us a year ago, which started in this very contest, the KB3D contest.
Yeah.
So one of the things I love about the KB3D contest is it's an awesome opportunity to connect with the community. And if you just go onto Instagram and you look at hashtag KB3D contest, you'll see a ton of different artwork. And we see so many of the artists who have competed in this contest are here in this chat. And we get to see consistently those artists working together and communicating with each other. I'm constantly seeing them pop up on each other's feeds and commenting on each other's photos and stuff. So it's a great opportunity to just get involved in the community and put yourself out there, take some risks, push yourself in some personal work. So you can download that free sample kit at kitbash3d.com. And let's jump in with Nick.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we've got Nick Hiatt on the line. I'm going to give you one of these.
Which one do I get?
This is the very high-tech way that we're going to patch in with each other. How about that? Let's make that full screen. I'm feeling high-tech today. We got
You look like a high-tech individual, Banks.
Oh my goodness.
Hey Nick, can you hit hide on the bottom on that bottom little bar right there?
That.
Boop boop. That's the one.
Can y'all hear Nick all right? And can you?
Hey everybody.
So
Jim Checkles, how you got me?
so we've got Nick here, who is Google hanging out with us,
we're getting some feedback. Let me make sure the sound's going before we get Nick introducing all the beautiful things that he's about to do.
Check. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Mike Checker 1 2.
Guys in the chat and ladies in the chat, let us know.
Bob the Builder says, Robot Man. What up, Bob the Builder? I think this is the first time we've seen you here hanging out with us.
By the way, hello to
joining.
Finite Infinitus.
Finite in the house. Oh, and Epic Creations is here.
We got Forrest Lamb.
Many people here render with Octane. That's a cool question. I'm sure a lot of people here do render with Octane. And speaking of that, if you all would in the chat, throw in if you are a digital artist, what kind of work do you like to do, and what software are you using? Are you guys out there working in Redshift or Octane? Are you guys using GPU? Some of you using CPU? Anyone out there working in VR? Let us know in the chat what we got.
So what's up, Nick?
Yep, how's it going, everybody?
How you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to see this, and I want to see what Finian makes too. His work's great. It's going to be a good one today.
Yeah, we are excited about Finian as well. But we can't see your face because we're looking at your screen. And what is it that you're looking at, sir?
Right now, I have the KitBash3D Western kit or Wild West kit up, ready to go, ready to deploy.
Ready to deploy.
Yep, and I have some terrains from the terraindomain.com also set in here.
Awesome.
Ready to go as well.
Explain to us what just happened. That was super quick.
Okay, I preloaded the KitBash3D Wild West kit, and I've also preloaded some terrain from the terraindomain.com.
Let's not brush past this in any way. The Terrain Domain is a brand new site.
Oh, what's this?
Sir, tell us about the Terrain Domain.
Oh,
sir.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, there it is.
Well,
right there.
my good buddy Zach Mant and I started this to get some great terrains going on. I feel like This technology is new. It's exciting. We can capture terrains and photoreal terrains and just in way faster than you could ever model them.
And you guys are going out there with drones and scanning these things, right?
We're doing a number of different things. There's a lot. It depends on how big the object is. If it's close, of course, we get DLSR. But, if we can't, I'm fairly tall, but not quite tall enough to get on top of that mountain with my arms just yet.
Well, we've been following very closely along with your Instagram as you've been posting some of these things.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, if y'all out there are not following Nick on Instagram, do yourself a favor, Nick Hiatt Art.
And Art Trooper 2 just threw the link into the chat. So did Rudely Poodly Doodly.
Rudely
Yep.
Poodly Doodly in the house.
Yep.
Well, this is super cool, Nick. And so you're doing scans.
Yes, correct. We're doing photo scans, photogrammetry, and we're basically capturing these environments. So wherever we go, wherever we travel, we're scanning, we're bringing our cameras, bringing our anything we have to make these with. And we got a whole different set. We got some Nordic terrains, we got some desert terrains, we got some combo packs. So check it out. Lots of cool stuff. We got a sale going on for our launch week, 50% off till tomorrow. Then we got a Black Friday coming up too. What?
Double sales?
So
Yeah.
which terrain are you using tonight?
Right now I'm using the Salton Desert terrains. I got all 3 in here, or all 4 actually. Let's go back here. The combo pack. We got, let me go to the desert so you can see it better there.
And
Desert terrain, Salton Desert. So we got these. Salton Desert B, A, C, and D. Or the
awesome.
ground, rather.
So you
Right
got
here's the ground. Boom.
Wild West and a Salton Desert. What kind of image are you going to be making today, Nick?
Oh, well, since I bought Red Dead Redemption, I think I played it like 6 hours because work kicked in. So since I can't play the game, I'm going to combine work with Red Dead Redemption, and we're going to make a Western scene tonight. Plus, I get to use this awesome Wild West kit from KitBash3D.com that I've been trying to use since I got it. So now I got a good chance.
Well, I got a question for anyone in the chat. Has anyone out there in the chat picked up a kit from the Terrain domain, a terrain kit, and you guys rocking anything?
Yeah, let us know what you're rocking.
All right, so now, whoa, we flipped over to characters here. What do we got?
What is this? This is from Daz3D. I preloaded some characters. We got our guy getting shot, our guy doing the shooting, and I figured the rest we'll do in 2D.
Wait, so one guy's getting shot, and he's being shot by this guy?
Correct. Yeah, on the run too. So he's got the 6-shooter on the left hand. He's a southpaw, and he's shooting dude in the head on a run. So he's a master.
They're not in a layout yet, right? Which is why they're side by side.
Nope. Yep. They're just I just imported so we can make this so I could do a lot with a little bit of time here.
Amazing.
So you're starting an image from scratch, and then you're bringing in an environment like terrains into it. You're bringing in a kit for all your buildings, and you're bringing in characters from Daz.
Yep, and it will probably only be my foreground characters that are 3D because it's a little time consuming to kick them out from Daz and shaders. And I have a bunch of preset photos of a Western town and Western people ready to go once we get this scene into 2D, which is what we'll do after we see Finian do his thing, which I'm excited to see.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna let you start working while we keep chatting with you because I don't want
Let's
to hold
do
you
it.
back. You got a little amount of time to create an image.
Well, and
I got a whole town to build.
Yeah, you got a whole Western town here.
Yeah.
I'll catch the audience up on what Nick just briefed on. So Nick is going to do a block out of this. So he's like a kid who's just tipped over his toy chest. He's got his cowboys, his town, and his terrain. And then he's going to block these pieces out in 3D. And then at the very end of this, we're going to choose together what kind of lighting situation we want him to put into play.
Which is one of these 3 right here. We got our high noon, which hey, it's a shootout, right? So high noon sounds pretty good. We got our kind of sepia, who knows where the light's coming from, and then we have our sunset. So whichever one the group picks is which one I'll light it. So and it'll kind of change the mood.
All right, we're going to democratically vote on that one.
Yep.
At the end of this chapter here, and then we're going to jump in with Finn, who's going to rip some VR stuff. And then
Yeah,
we're
I'm
gonna come
excited to see
back
that.
for the finish of this image. So we got a whole whirly durly here. That's
Emmanuel
not the
Shu
phrase.
says, "I do my killing before breakfast."
Uh-oh.
We got one vote in, folks.
Mike,
Well, you
Mike-
can't kill all day if you don't start first thing in the morning.
Mike Arm Wrestling Champion Johnson says, "Western Matrix over here."
Arm wrestling and Mike Johnson and Champion. I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell to me.
Well, we did just take a look at his Utopia KB3D contest image, which was pretty scintillating. I'd have to
His
say. Strong
his work, his 3D work is way
And,
better than
it
arm
looks
wrestling
like we
skills.
got quite
so
a
you
few
know.
sunsets. We got Mofino saying gotta go sunset. We got Art Trooper 2 saying sunset. Ian McNair sunset. Entropy
Uh-oh.
sunset.
People,
All right.
people digging the sunset. Intelligent
What's sunset
Machine
time?
says Buster
Okay.
Suggs.
All right.
Intelligent Machine recommends after you finish in playing Red Dead Redemption 2, you got to watch The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, the
Uh-oh.
Coen Brothers show on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I saw a trailer for that the other day, and I haven't seen it, but
Right. Our
I
teammate-
saw enough to know it's Coen Brother. That's all I need to know. I'll watch it.
Our teammate Sky in the room's giving 2 thumbs up for that too.
Uh-oh.
So Nick, you put a shape here. What do you?
Yep. This is the shape of the path of our town here. So when we get our camera, I don't want just a straight, boring street, because if it's just straight alleyway, we've seen that 1,000 times, right?
Right.
So I want to get a little bit of an angle. So maybe we'll pop our camera right here, and we'll have our battle go down in the street right here, somewhere, just something so we got a little angle, so it's not a straight alleyway. So right now, I'm just go ahead.
Well, is that in when you're thinking about framing and composition? Is that something you're often thinking of? How do I make it not just a straight angle?
Correct. Yeah. Like the first thing I did was just like I just Googled classic Western scenes, and a lot of them, some great mood, great lighting, but a lot of them are just straight, narrow streets. And the ones that stood out the most were the ones that had like a corner, a bevel, and the street layout. Like this could be our main road coming down right here, and then our guys come in and start the rumble right here because this looks like a good place to rumble. Why not?
I mean, if you're gonna rumble,
That's the place to rumble. Nick,
Exactly.
just so some people who might be jumping in and not recognizing the interface, what software are you using right now?
This is Maya 2018
Awesome. And what are you going to be rendering in?
Redshift.
Redshift. Boom.
bug,
Yes.
zing, zing.
Yep, I got everything set up in Redshift, ready to roll. I pre-staged this so we can show a lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
super cool. It's cool to see how fast you can go through this stuff too.
Yeah, well, it's these awesome kits from KitBash3D.com.
Well, I think working in 3D too, you're now essentially building your own virtual town that you can then take your virtual camera and set it up any way you want.
I can animate the camera. I can make it run down the street. I can make it fly down around the sky, aerial view of the town. So mocking these things up in 3D, especially with these kits, it just speeds up everything. And then you can kind of design on the fly, like, okay, I want my camera to be up here. Or, for instance, you can set a scene like this, right? So I'll have my guy shooting, and I'll have my ground camera angle. Well, what if I want a different angle up here? Maybe some dude's up here shooting on this roof, pew 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 pew, shooting at our dudes down there. Well, now I can do it without creating any extra work, other than pressing render and painting on top.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a great way to even storyboard, because now that these products allow us to build this stuff so fast. I mean, I even do rough blocking in 3D and then kind of pick my shot once I kind of have a lot of variables established. Always starting with thumbnails, of course, but because of the speed of this stuff now, it's just, man, why not start off in 3D? You get more bang for your buck.
Yeah. Awesome. Con Critter asks, he goes, Maya and Redshift, are these expensive programs?
Go ahead, Max. I'll let you answer that one.
Well, I just wanted to mention it in the chat that there's some really cool stuff happening where there's a lot of software that's available to everyone to be able to play with this stuff. And there's things like Blender, which is completely free, or the Unreal Engine, which you can download and be doing a ton of stuff in. Right now I think things like Maya or Cinema 4D or 3D Studio Max are kind of industry standards for working professionals, but there's a lot of resources out there if you want to play with 3D and don't necessarily want to invest the money into the type of software that Nick's using right now.
Definitely. And even if you do want to use some of the higher level stuff, there's always student versions. You can get a trial, check it out, see if you like it, save up, and then boom, you can build your world.
Nick, how long have you been using 3D?
1997 was my first foray into 3D, and that was AutoCAD. That's back before there were tablets. I know that dates me. But yeah, so 97 was my first exploration into AutoCAD. I was in high school. And then, I went to college, jumped on Maya, and I've been on the Maya train ever since.
Amazing. And I'm curious, how do you see the 3D world changing right now?
I think the main way is these amazing kits here, because it just speeds things up. Like before, like say for instance, even these characters, right? I would never model a character for something like this. I would definitely paint it all because it would take forever to model a character. Well, now in DAZ, I just go and slide some sliders, change the materials, download some pre-made cowboy outfits, and in a few minutes, I got a character in 3D. And you can pick your own poses. They have pre-made poses. Just, I think assets and technology are the newest thing. And of course, these kits. Like, imagine how long it would take me to build this town. It would take me, months. I'm sure the modeler who modeled this stuff could tell us how long it took. It was probably a little bit of time. So that just speeds it up. So I think speed through assets is one of the newest things that I'm really looking forward to.
Awesome. And Nick, I'm curious to, well, I'm going to ask as if I don't know anything about you. Like we
have a history. It's mostly emotional.
How did you first learn about concept art or VFX or matte painting and all of this stuff? Like, what was your first entrance point in there?
What kind of got me into wanting to do this in general was when I was younger, I watched a couple of Japanese animation videos like Ghost in the Shell, Ninja Scroll, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, okay, cool, this is a career for sure. And then I watched an old 3D animation video that was kind of like for raves and basically people on acid. It was called Beyond the Mind's Eye. And it was this crazy trip video. And I watched it one time with my buddies, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. 3D is cool. I could do this. And then I just started studying. Just started reading books, figuring out where I could start at, and started from the ground up. And then I went to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, studied there, and I didn't even find out what matte painting was until my very first day as a texture painter at Rhythm and Hues. And I sat beside Dylan Cole, of all people, like one of the most amazing painters ever. And I got to see a matte painting up close. I'm like, what the hell is that? This is what I'm doing. Fuck this texture painting business. Oop, sorry. Yeah.
Let's really quick before that. How did you? First of all, what was your first film that you got at Rhythm and Hues when you first entered the industry, and how did you get that job?
My first film was Riddick, Chronicles of Riddick, and that was as a texture painter. And I got that job through one of my good buddies in in college. And this is another great line: you should always always networking is key. So have some buddies that can get you your first job. You never know who it's going to be. Be nice to everybody. And so basically one of my friends had a gig at Rhythm, and I was living in Florida at the time. And I got a job for 3 days as a trial run. And I drove from Miami to California in 2.5 days for a 3-day job. But it paid off.
That's amazing. But it's funny, we got a question in the chat. K2S0 says, when are you bringing an artist who worked on Destiny? I guess now.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yes, I did Destiny cinematics.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, and K2 might be referencing Sava too, who we've had on the show here before. K2, and what up? Good to see you again, K2. Thanks for cruising in. We're going to show Sava's video here in a little bit too.
Yeah. Also, not to brag or anything.
Not to brag, but Max, did you work on?
I might have worked on a Destiny 1 and a Destiny 2.
Uh-oh.
JD Hilliard, what up, JD, by the way, threw in the chat that he is using Terrain Domain and KV3D stuff in Blender.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, you're in. He's in the mix now with both pieces.
Uh-oh. Awesome. I can't wait to see what you make. These two make great pairs. It's like high heels and short skirts. They go together. It works.
We also had iCitra says, I'm currently attending Full Sail for a game design degree. Any tips for programming, because it still freaks me out? Nick?
I am not a programmer. My brain barely works as is, and getting it to program is probably not something that's going to happen for Nick. I can't really advise on the programming side.
Gotcha. Well, luckily some people in the chat are helping them out.
Oh, please. Yeah, there's people smarter, way smarter than me out there. I can't even speak. Look at that.
Well, help us understand what you're doing here with the split screens.
Okay, so right now what I'm doing, I'm trying to find a camera angle, and I'm just panning around my perspective to try and see where I can move some of these buildings, because I want my guy here to not be occluded by a building. So, I want to put him at the sky, so you can see how now he pops more because he's not against the building. And of course, we can adjust that with lighting and atmosphere. But I would need to keep my camera around 5 feet off the ground, maybe 6, because a lot of the other characters that I have are shot from camera height, or person height. It was like a Ren fair or something like, or not a Ren fair, a Western Ren fair, whatever. And so some of the photo reference I have is 5 foot off the ground. So I want to make sure I keep my camera at that height. So I'm just trying to find a good angle to get our dude here. And I'm going to keep him slightly in our rule of thirds. And because I have some more reference I'll pop into here of other guys getting shot and running around, a little mock battle.
Amazing. And so you're going to light this afterwards and then render?
Yep.
And then we're going to jump back to you while you're lighting and rendering it. We're going to come back after you have your renders done and see some of your painting process.
Yep, and then I'll be in Photoshop from that point on.
And so for someone out here who may not know what you'd use this kind of art for, Nick, how in working on a movie or game, how would you use a piece of art like this?
Well, let's see. If someone wanted to have a concept art of, okay, we have a shootout at sunset, and this takes place in a Western town. Boom. Immediately, I'd buy these kits, and I would start digging in just like this. I'd probably, always thumbnails first to get your loose idea. And but because these kits are so fast, and it's a KitBash event, I wanted to start with kits. So this can be used for concept art. It can be used for map painting, VFX, games. It really depends on how you want to play it, how you want to use it.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. So a lot of, since you're doing a Red Dead Redemption 2 tribute, might be
Yep.
good to put it in Red Dead terms, that they probably did do some rough concepts before they built out all the different levels and areas of Red Dead Redemption, and a lot of the designs can be done super quickly this way, so you can at least get a rough idea of what the mood or the town even looks like stylistically before you start going in and building all this custom stuff, or even programming the game just to know what the mood that you're going for in the game is.
Exactly. Think broad strokes, right? Like some of the first lessons you get when you're painting is think broad strokes. Think big first, and then come in and refine. And if you can do all of your blocking with pre-made kits, well, there you go. Do it. It'll save you a ton of time. It'll look better. You'll flow faster. And once you have these kits in your library shaded like you want, ready to go, they're super easy to drag and drop. Like to put this scene together, dragging the KitBash kit and our terrain kits and these characters took less than an hour, right? And that's a very, very dramatic speed jump than what we used to have even 5 years ago. Right? 5 years ago, there's no way I would think I'd be doing this right now this fast.
Amazing.
And I don't want to breeze over this, what concept art is, because I know there are a lot of people who are watching this who love movies and games who may not know a lot about how digital art works on the professional level for movies and games. And before I knew about concept art, my mind was blown, because I think it's quite possibly one of the coolest possible jobs you could have, where before you dive in, before the full visual effects team or game team builds the whole world, they do concepts where they're making images very quickly to get a feel of what this world might look like. And so in that process, you're designing worlds or world building very fast, so that you can get a look at what the director, the game designer, or what the script might eventually look like. And then the image that they land on is what will eventually be what it looks like on screen. Silver Koi dropped in a cool line here in the chat, said, how do I find a good artist for an indie project on a budget? Really awesome question, Silver Koi. You're in a chat room with a ton of really great artists, many of which I bet are freelancers, and you might just find one in here. So maybe, Silver Koi, drop in the chat a little bit more of what you're looking at. And if any of you out there are freelancers and looking for a job, see if you two can connect right here in the chat.
Also, check out the KitBash3D community in the Discord channel, because our Discord channel is just full of amazing artists who are pushing themselves every day to be better and better. So it's a great resource for people looking for artists to join their team.
Great time to talk about the Discord. Discord is a place where the community that is consistently on the show gets to keep up with each other in the time in between these shows. So if you're interested in that, if you're looking for some excitement, be sure to jump in to the Discord. And JD Hilliard, who was in the chat earlier, can toss in a Discord link. Now, Mr. Hyatt, there he is.
Boom, JD, always with the win.
Mr. Hyatt,
Thank you, JD.
We are coming to our time window here for this here blockout.
All right.
It is we've put it to the audience to take a vote on what time of day they want this image to be, and then
Hey, where we land?
So let's hear it from the chat. So Nick is going to light this scene and do a painting in one of 3 different lighting styles. Nick, what are the options?
We got sunset right here. We got a little sepia tone, high noonish, maybe 3, 4 o'clock, and we have a very washed out old Western high noon because it is a shootout.
Gotcha.
But, yep.
Bazing zang. So throw your votes into that chat right there. And then Nick is going to take this block out that he's done, and he is going to light it based on what the vote goes down.
And Nick, it seems a pretty overwhelming sunset right now.
Alrighty.
A lot of sunsets. Okay.
Cool.
Well, super cool. So what we are going to do now, Hyatt, thank you for doing this block out here with us, and we can't wait to jump back in with you. But what we're going to show, since unfortunately we didn't get to see Nick's face so far, we're going to show he's made with us some really fun tributes to Bob Ross. So we're going to jump in and take a look at what one of those videos looked like that is played throughout the Bob Ross Festival. So you get to see Nick Hiatt as Bob Ross.
Okay, everybody, now that our building's ready, let's jump in and do some painting. That's where the real fun happens. Okay, so now let's cut our building on and let's welcome it to the neighborhood properly. So our render came in perfectly. Now all we gotta do is add a little bit of lighting and really put it in our scene by giving it the proper atmosphere, making it feel welcome, making it feel like it belongs. Make everybody happy. Okay, so we're painting a little atmosphere, a little light haze. So you can see right here, we got all this smoke and all this beautiful atmosphere and life through this scene. And what we want to do is just very easily cut our opacity down and just ghost some of that atmosphere right on top. Just going in, having a little fun. There's no wrong way to doing it. And if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. So now let's go in and add a little bit of light to this. So we want to do, we want to take our layer here and change our mode over here to screen mode. So there's a little bit of sun poking through all this dust and haze. Okay, this is in a really good place now. Now we got this building, we have the right amount of atmosphere, the right amount of shading. It's about in the scene where I want it to be depth-wise. Okay, look how fast that was. All right, so now that we have the atmosphere taken care of, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add our lighting and our texture. That's going to be fun. I'll see you there.
Come interact live with artists from some of the hottest blockbusters and video games during the KitBash3D Festival, right after the Bob Ross Marathon at twitch.tv/KitBash3D.
Yabba dabba bazing and a zang, we is back. that was Nick Hiatt, who you just saw doing a tribute to Bob Ross, and turns out we got Nick Hiatt back on the phone. What up, Nick?
What's up, everybody?
Oh, and look at this, we can see your face now.
That handsome man.
So Hyatt, if you're just tuning in with us earlier on this show tonight, Hyatt did a block out using some pieces from the Wild West kit as well as from the Terrain Domain, the new service that just opened this week, and making some awesome layouts there that you can dive into on your own if you want to see some of the geometry that they've got and the scans of different terrains that they have mapped out.
Nick, do you know that you have the nickname of Fake Bob right now?
Do I have Fake Bob?
You are Fake Bob to
Fabio?
many people on Twitch. You're Fake Bob.
I have been called worse, so thank you, everyone.
Well, I will say you're like the real Bob to me. You
All
are
right.
you are an inspiration and a painting legend. So
I have a pretty good ear for this. Can you say titanium white, please?
Titanium white.
I don't know. I think it's Bob.
are you welcoming some friendly cowboys to the neighborhood right now?
I am. I got putting some little mountains in the background right now. Happy mountains and all that jazz.
Should we share your screen to see
let's
where
do it.
we're at?
Yeah, if you would throw us in.
Wait. Before you share the screen, I really want to know. Chance of cabin in the chat. Chance of cabin.
Chance of cabin.
Oh, 100%. There's no non-chance. Yes.
He's already got the cabin in there. Good luck to us all.
Yeah. And before I take over, awesome job, Finian. That was really cool. I'm gonna dust off my vibe now.
Yeah, Nick says he's jumping back on his vibe now.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
You've inspired him.
Finian goes, oh, hell yeah.
Share.
Our trooper says over 9,000% chance of cabin.
Wow, we got a lot to live up to.
Uh-oh.
Bam. Okay, so here it is. So this is the scene that Nick was working on last time we saw him. He hadn't put in any of his lighting or rendering.
Yeah, this was what we started with right here.
Tell us what you did while we were in VR.
Well, hold on one second. I'll show you what I started with. All right, so this is the base render right here. Right, so this is what came out of 3D using the KitBash buildings, the DAS characters, and the terrain domain terrains. And then so from there, I've done these alterations here. Right, and the first thing I usually do is I'll usually start off with the sky, because the sky sets the tone, sets the soul, sets all the mood of the entire piece. Right, so I played around with a few skies. I got one that I kind of like. My light direction might be a little off because you can see my cast shadows technically coming from that way, but it's a nice pretty image, so we'll deal with it. And then now, next thing I do, I add some mountains in the background, and to do that, I use a reference. This is from Shutterstock, so that's where these mountains are coming from. And the rest, let's see, I got some ground texture here that I'm working in, and I'm pulling the shadow of that ground from the render, and I just need to blur it and integrate it and all that jazz. Then we got a little gun smoke right here. It's not a Western without some gun smoke. What's up? Throw it back. And now I have some 2D characters that I've cut out from some reference that I'm now dialing in all these characters.
Awesome. So what's the next couple steps?
Well, let's see. The next step would be obviously refine.
So we're tweaking some microphones over on our end.
We're doing the old do-si-do.
Did you lose me during any of that? Do I need to repeat that?
No, we got you. It's just we're trying to tweak our own microphones.
I've heard that about you. Okay, yeah, the next thing I'll do is probably refine characters. These make everything read like I want my dude right here, my main guy, to pop. Robin likes his girls to pop. All right, so make sure he reads. We have a little gun smoke remainder right here, just so he pops, right? Want him to read importantly.
Yeah, oh, that's amazing.
Okay. Right, so of course that's sloppy, just thrown in there, but we'll need to make it look like smoke, so we'll get a little happy smoke brush. Join his old smoke buddies.
Guys, also, as if you guys have questions for Nick as we go, this is Nick Hiatt, art director of Star Wars: The Force Awakens, as well as an amazing art director and map painter and concept artist who's worked on things like Alice in Wonderland, Destiny, Oz, every friggin' Star Wars video game cinematic you've ever seen, Star Trek Beyond, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
The new Spider-Man billboard that I keep seeing everywhere. I've seen through my feed a ton of people taking snapshots of it in New York and on buses. It's literally everywhere you go in LA. You made the poster for the new Into the Spider-Verse, right, Nick?
Yeah, it was great.
I'm curious about that, Nick. How does it feel when you see a painting you've done literally on every single street corner, bus, Times Square, etc.? What does that even feel like?
It definitely, it's a cool feeling. It makes all the long hours worth it, right? But it's kind of surreal at first, right? And I guess the more you see it, the more that feeling changes. But for some reason, when I saw it on a bus today, it kind of freaked me out. I'm like, wow, I've never had anything on a vehicle before.
on a real vehicle.
Yeah, what's up? And anyway, it's pretty surreal. And thanks to everyone at ImageWorks, Patrick O'Keefe, everyone over there, ImageWorks, SPA, those guys are awesome. They did the real lifting. I just kind of mimicked their style from kind of their style Bible and replicated the poster.
Yeah, amazing. So Nick, right now you're focusing on atmosphere and really guiding the eye, trying to get this main character to pop out.
Yep.
Your main focus right now is trying to get the composition through light and value.
Yep. And one good thing that I should probably start doing is ignore color for a little bit and make sure we have our value right. When we focus on just black and white, you can see value more. Like now I'm noticing right here, we need to have a little bit of depth. Let's see here. Behind this, just so this pops.
right? And then of course I'll need a cleaner mat. But now you can see there's depth back there. Let me get our handy little cloud brush, and boom. And I wasn't really noticing that. I don't know how well you can see over the stream.
Yeah.
But let me just clean that really quick. So just because I switched to black and white, certain things stand out. Another thing I do a lot is I rotate my canvas. I'll either flip it horizontally. And now you can see it feels like a new image. There's things you didn't see before, or perhaps things you weren't paying attention to before because you're covering the whole terrain. And I often flip upside down too, and then flip horizontal like this as well. It just kind of gives you a new take on your image. It kind of help you read a little bit better.
It's a super cool tip.
Yeah. You know what this needs now that I'm seeing it in black and white too? Some birds. Looking a little Hitchcock here.
Some happy little birds? Are you going to welcome them to the neighborhood, Nick?
I have happy birds somewhere. See, they popping up. I gotta be careful what I just search randomly on my computer while I'm streaming. Good lord. One more run here. Oh, you know what? Maybe have birds in the execution scene. Says it.
Oh, I remember this scene.
Oh
yeah, that was that. Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was our KB3D Festival stream last year.
It was the very first thing I did, but there they are. Look at that.
Yeah.
Happy birds.
Happy birds.
It was my very first KitBash product. Was used or experience rather was this.
Was using the Gothic kit to create this image.
You got it.
Yeah, one year later, we've evolved.
Happy birds.
Happy birds. Yeah, you can put the sun just right over your head like the birds in the sky.
Oh, like the birds in the sky. Thanks. You're a poet.
Hey man, I'm just quoting you.
Oh. Then I'm a poet. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. If the art fair doesn't work out, I got a job with words.
The tracks on the ground there that we see right there in the foreground, did you put those in there?
Oh, you know what? Let me show you a little happy trick on how to get rid of those tracks. No, these are the tracks from the dolly on set, and we got to remove them. To check it, we'll just lasso. Oh, what's that? Lasso tool, press L, and then we're gonna go press M for our move tool, fill, content aware right here, boom. Oh, where'd they go? I don't know.
Dolly tracks gone.
Boom, gone. Now I'll just use my little handy clone tool, paint in a little sand, done. See, thanks for pointing that out, Banks. That was I missed it.
I love how quickly the dolly is gone from our lives.
You're hired.
Ian McNair says, "How did you do those landscapes?"
The landscapes back here.
I guess so.
Yes, this is a mountain image from Shutterstock. Let's
Awesome.
see what we got here. Let's just check out the image. This is the raw image, right? What's up? Boop. And then I added little adjustment curves. Get the value right. Let me zoom in so everybody can see here.
Nick, is there any way you can get a little bit closer to the microphone?
Me.
Yeah, I'm getting from the powers that be.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Audio check. How's that?
Roger that, and the chickens fly at midnight.
So look at our little guy here. He's standing a little bit in shadow. So this little trick here, I'll show you this one. So here's the guy cut out originally, and I placed his feet on the shadow right here. Boop. So now I got a little shadow layer for dude that I quickly masked in.
Nice.
To make him stand half in the light. What's up? Some one-liner with a 6-shooter. Come on, someone help me.
I like how it's no holds bar with you, Nick. We're going to use 3D. We're going to use kits, terrain domain, photobashing, painting on top. There's every tool, DAZ 3D models, every tool at your disposal. You're like, what do I need to do to make this image?
Whatever's faster, let's get this done so we can go out and, rage.
Well, and to let the audience in on it, this represents about how much time, Nick?
Whenever we started.
Good point.
8:15?
Yeah, so about 105 minutes if you're counting.
Yeah, no, the one thing I did do is I prepped the DAZ characters, which took probably, 20 minutes, something like that, to get them from DAZ pose into Maya. And then maybe another 5 to get all the materials set up. And all the terrains
from terrain domain, I already have mapped. Those are super fast. You're going to love them. Get them. And the KitBash product, same thing. They're super easy to hook up. They're awesome, and they come textured. And the textures look great for my first pass, and no real shader work, like dialing in materiality or anything like that. There's no spec maps or spec real work or anything. It's super fast. Like, this has only been a couple hours. And I was kind of watching Finny half the time, not paying attention because it was so cool.
But this is super awesome. We've got about 4 minutes here, so any last finishing touches? But Morpheus pops in with a question. Do you keep the layer stacks for the whole painting process, or do you flatten at some point out and work from there?
That's a great question. It kind of depends on if it's personal work or client work. But either way, I kind of have the same routine. I will have layer sets that make sense in Z depth, meaning like skies at the very bottom of my stack. My mountains are, second to bottom because they're the furthest back, right? And then whenever I reach a certain point that my file is too big or I'm ready to merge, I'll version up, right? And then I'll merge in those layers in the new file. So if I need to go back, or the client wants, I want this mountain to be blue now, and you've already, destroyed the values in it, then you can go back to that file really easily.
So Nick, what are the odds per Con Critter's request here? What are the odds way off in those distant mountains there? There's a cabin.
Oh, there's most certainly a cabin up there.
Yeah, could it be our little secret?
Well, you just told everybody.
Well, I mean, it'll be our collective little, so not yours and mine. It'll be our secret. So then once it goes out in the world,
all these wonderful people's watching right now.
Yeah, they're gonna know about our cabin.
Okay. No, it's a secret. Don't tell anyone, and it'll be our secret as friends.
You think in 3 minutes we could zoom in like friends and paint in a little cabin there?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Watch it. Now that we're friends.
Would there be
Now that we're
perhaps a happy tree next to those cabins?
It's not really a cabin without trees now, is it, Max?
You're right. It is not a cabin without a tree. A happy little tree.
Yeah. Well.
Cabin chance warming up.
Janice says cabin percentage is going higher, boys.
Hey,
yes, it is.
Throw down your percentages here.
Throw down your percentage chances.
We only got 2 minutes here.
Let's see.
Hold on. It's not a cabin. Not a cabin if you're not smoking.
Look at there. Look at there. Oh, they got a nice little fire.
Oh, look at that.
Nice little 2-minute fire.
Are those some smoke buddies?
Smoke buddies, of course.
Our trooper says over 9,000% have cabin.
9,000%. We're feeling pretty warm. Look at that.
Do I hear 9,001%?
Boom, there we go. Just barely in there.
78%.
Cabin.
Actually, I'm gonna be at the crafts here.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, if you're gonna build a cabin, might as well give it a view.
Dude, exactly. And plus, when the zombie horde comes, you want that aerial advantage, bro. Shoot them down.
The high ground.
Yeah, son. All right, now let's put a little polish on here real quick. Let's put a little zoom. I'm gonna copy and paste everything.
That's right. Rock Band Runs goes 9,001.1%. That's right. It is over 9,000% chance of cabin
Radio
right
blur.
now.
Boom. We'll put a radio blur right near my boy's head here. Let's try a 3.
Here we go.
Is that too much blur? What do y'all think?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's too much. Let's do it 2.
Yeah, we split the blur difference.
That's the D. Split the difference.
Forrest Lamb says, remember, every concept art piece needs some happy fog.
Oh, shoot. I should have put a lens flare in there, too. Oh, well. Too late.
A little lens flare?
Oh.
We got 180 seconds for a lens flare?
Final. All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Bang.
Boom. Red Dead Redemption tribute.
And how long was that?
Yeah, timer down, timer off. That was 109 minutes. If you count the moment we started. So I think actually you could tack off like 12 minutes there. So that was 98 minutes.
I think we're good.
Plus I ran and had some delicious snacks.
You ran out for some snacks in the middle of your painting marathon?
Middle of your set? Well, hey, I mean that speaks to the wizard there.
They were tasty treats.
That's confidence.
Well, Nick, outstanding, very impressive 100-minute full-on image here, dude.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Follow us on all the social media. All the links are on there. nick.hiatt.art on Instagram, and you can find me at nickhiatt.com.
Yeah, and also follow the terrain domain, and we're going to post some links in the chat for the terrain domain's Instagram and website, as well as Nick Hiatt's Instagram and website so you guys can follow his work and see all the awesome stuff that he's doing.
And Nick, before you pop out of here, would you show us your face one more time? Stop the screen share. But that's an awesome image. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, thanks so much for being here with us, man. It means a lot to get to make really cool stuff with you.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. Thanks for everything you guys do, because you make my life easier every day.
Well, dude, you're the man. We'll talk to you very soon. Everyone in the chat, you can be sure to follow Nick.
Nick, way to rock it.
All right, dominate.
Enjoy some Red Dead Redemption. You earned
dominate Twitch. Remember.
Dominate.
All right. Yeah.
You've heard it from the Hyatt himself.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
I can't believe we're at the place and time that we are at.
Yeah, the end of the KitBash3D Festival 2018.
2018. Now, so many of y'all have been on this whole journey with us. If you want to continue on with us, we're making all sorts of stuff like this, and our goal here is to enable and inspire you all to build the virtual worlds that you want to build. So if you want to stay and hang out with us, or find out when we're back here live, you can hit that follow button up there. That there is free. If you want to see more digital art, if you want to see the final images that Finn kicks out, or all the other images from the contest, you can follow us at KitBash3D. On the Instagram is where most of the art comes out, but also on Facebook.
And you can go to kitbash3d.com to see how we can help you build the worlds in your head, and also grab a Utopia sample kit and enter the KB3D contest right now.
Get yourself in the contest. Well, thank you all. I mean, this has been something that we worked on for a very long time, and we could not be more grateful to so many people who have helped make this thing happen. And first off, we want to thank Twitch. First off, we want to thank Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. Bob Ross shared so much of art with the world and made it approachable. For us, it's such an amazing thing that his legacy is really one where he brought art to people who thought that they needed to go to some academy to learn it, and he made painting easy to pick up and do, and really tried to share this and spread this word of creativity and love and friendship, and it's such a beautiful thing that we get to honor him in this Bob Ross Marathon.
Yeah, I mean, we can't echo it enough. Be part of something bigger than yourself, and give of yourself, and contribute in your own regard, in your own ways. Find discipline and find passion, and go make amazing things.
But we also want to thank Twitch for not only hosting this amazing event, but for allowing us to be a part of it.
Yeah, Josh and Hannah over there, you all have been so awesome. Thank you for having us be part of this. It is our privilege to serve this community, and thank you for helping us spread the word about this.
Yeah, and ArtStation, what an amazing community, and how it's enabled so many artists to share their work and to be inspired day in and day out.
Yeah, to Kevin and Leo and Daniel and Scott and Stephanie over there and the whole team, thank you all for coming in and supporting us and helping spread the word about this. And if you guys don't know about ArtStation, check it out, artstation.com. It is the essentially Facebook of digital artists, and one of the best places that you can create a great portfolio, have something that's an industry standard, and present your work and go out and get hired and progress your career in any way you want. We also will throw into the chat there a promo code, where if you go to artstation.com/promo and enter Kibash Pro, you can then get 2 months free on the Pro subscription. So do that if you're not already on ArtStation. Check out ArtStation.
We also want to thank Iron Will and Blacklist.
Yes.
Yeah.
John, Brody, and Timms, you guys, without you, this could not be possible. Thank you so much for supporting us. If you guys don't know what Iron Will is, it's an incredible production company, and Blacklist Digital is an amazing space here in LA. And they have supported us and made the actual physical production of this thing go with us. So without John and Timms, we would not be sitting here hanging out with you all.
And the same thing goes for Attack Media.
Attack Media! Yes, you all remember the show, Attack the Show. They have been so awesome. This is their space that we're in, and Yaniv and Kevin over there, and Alex has been here every night with us making this whole thing and solving technical problems with us. We cannot thank those guys enough as well.
Yeah, and really there's so many people that come together for this show to happen, and we have this amazing team at KitBash3D and our production team who's making this happen. So we want to thank everyone on our team and on our production team. And guys, you want to get in here? Oof, yeah.
Get
in here while you say your thank yous.
I'll name them. So Tracy Peterson from the AV Society. Trace, you are our buddy. Without you, so many of these live events that we do, we would not be able to make that happen. To our fantastic director in the back room, Rayma. Ray, you can come out here if you want.
And Sky, who's been running all the social media and been hitting you up on the Twitch channel and the Twitch chat. Rayma, our producer. We got Chris. We got Preston in the back
on the live switcher.
He still needs to be behind the computer to keep this running.
Our team that helped us make all the awesome videos that have played throughout this festival. Some of the Bob Ross stuff you've seen. Some of the how to be a concept artist. That's Stephen Boyer working on the content side, Alex, who's also there with him, Ian Spohr, our main man, who has gone all over the place with us shooting content. Without all of you guys, absolutely none of this would be possible, and thank you all so much for making us look good.
And Droke, our head of 3D, and all of the people of the KitBash3D team. And also just the amazing guests that we had on.
Yes.
I mean, every one of those artists dedicated their time, and they're such busy artists working on some of the biggest films and games, and they really came here to share their passion with all of you.
If this has meant something to you, please go out there on social media and engage with these guys. Hit them up in their feeds when they post something. Let them know, send them a little bit of gratitude from our community here. And let them know how much it meant to all of us that they got to come spend some time with us. I mean, it is a pure gift, and their time is superbly valuable, but they wanted to come here and connect with you all and spread some love and some interesting knowledge about how to make this awesome art that is happening for movies and games.
Yeah, and
the most important on this list.
Yeah, to you, everyone who tuned in on Twitch, for all of you guys who are watching it, thank you all for interacting in the chat. For the KitBash3D community who's here, for all the new members of our community, for all the people on the Twitch community who came and watched every episode or even just tuned in. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching and sharing yourselves in the chat and getting to
hang out with us. It means the world to be part of a community with you. And we're here to serve you, to enable you, to inspire you, and to find great things that we can do together. So if there's something, if you have an idea, please hit us up. You can go right to KitBash3D.com. We got a cool little chat window right down there that you can run, and you'll get...
you'll chat with one of us.
Literally
one person on this couch you will be talking with.
All of our cell phones will ping, and we want to talk to you. So please come out, engage with us, be here, because we are so honored to be on this fantastic ride with you all.
Yeah. And we're about to get you back to Bob Ross, the man himself.
Bob Ross is coming back. Thank you, Finn and Nick, for being on the show with us tonight. You all, a bazillion times, endless gratitude from us to you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a great holiday season. If you want to keep up with us, follow us here or on Instagram. Reach out to us, and we'll be hanging out with y'all shortly.
And we'll be looking forward to seeing what worlds you create.
Gooch, Sky, Ray.
And how about our two hosts? How about these guys? My God, and it's this guy's birthday in 2 hours.
We're the ones having all the fun. So I couldn't be more excited to be here with you.
Would not have happened without you guys. So thank you, and thank you.
We'll see y'all soon.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Come on, Ray. Where are we going?
Video go.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. I have a really fun secret to share with you this time, and it's called effects. Here we're going to learn how to paint smoke, fire, and a couple other little fun things. So join me, this is going to be fun. So in our scenes, I'm trying to give a little history, what happened in this mech, what's the story. So let's add a little smoke, let's do a little debris. Back in the day, I used to have to keep all my brushes in a bag like this. Today, in the digital age, all the brushes that ever existed in the world are in this one amazing little pen. We can do many different techniques to get an amazing smoke effect. The easy way to do that is just open up your brush palette, and you can pick any of these great brushes, and you can even download your own, make your own. Just have fun with it. That's the big thing, it's explore. So here we're gonna pick a brush that looks a little more like smoke, has a little ghosty feel, and we're just gonna drop that in and just do some of that a little bit right there. And bring it on out just a little bit. Just add a little bit of smoke coming out of these vents. Trying to escape, trying to be free. Join its other little smoke buddies. Just adding a little touch here. It'll tell you what it needs, it'll know. It'll speak to you if you're ready to listen. Okay, now I got a little bit of smoke coming out of this thing. All right, that's looking good. Boys, has been fun. I'm certainly glad you're all with me today. I hope you learned something. I know I had a great time. I hope you did too. Hopefully you came out of it with more than just knowledge. Hopefully you gained a friend. I'll see you soon.
Come interact live with artists from some of the hottest blockbusters and video games during the KitBash3D Festival, right after the Bob Ross Marathon at twitch.tv/KitBash3D. Only on Twitch.